guys, it is Shannon with Bling Your Things. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to show you how to do another design on an Inkjoy gel pen. You could do this with really any kind of pen or even on your tumblers and things like that. So this is one that we did with a diamond shaped pattern. We're going to do that same pattern but with different colors to match a tumbler that we had already made. So we're going to be using the Chameleon Emerald like we used in this tumbler and the crystal as well, so that we can have a matching pen with our tumbler as well. So we have already prepped our pen. So normally the Inkjoy gel pens, this is what they look like out of the box. They have this little tab right here. So you could rhinestone this as well. I prefer to take them off. You can just use your hand to do it. I most times use like a pair of pliers and I just bend it. I bend it off, and then if needed I'll use like a pair of cuticle cutters to cut it down where it's closer, and then I'll just sand that piece so that it becomes flush. For sanding on this one, I went ahead and already did that, and then I just used this 3M faster sanding sandpaper. It's 120 grit, it's a medium grit. So I just cut like little sections and then I sand down my whole pen. You could use a nail file if you don't have sandpaper. So you could just use like a regular emery board that you use to file your nails. You can use that to sand down as well. Then after I did that, I just used an alcohol prep pad to clean off any of the dust that's remaining on there. And then that helps to dry. I like using these over using like a cleaner, because then I know that the surface is completely dry and I'm not waiting for the cleaner to dry, causing more time before I can get ready to prep. If you do use some cleaners, make sure that you rinse off all of the residue. Like the oils and soaps can remain, and then water can also prevent, like if you're going to use epoxy, water can prevent your epoxy and paints from curing completely. So you don't want to go through and do like your whole project and then you get to the end and it's not completely curing because there is still water or moisture on the surface, and that's preventing everything from completely drying. So for glue for this, we're going to use Gem Tack. This is a white glue that does dry clear. It recommends that you allow it to dry for 24 hours before it's completely dry. It is recommended for jeans, phones, purses, shoes, glasses, with rhinestones, pearls, and glitter and things of that nature. So this is a perfect glue for this type of project. You could use other products like Super Tight Fusion Tack as well. That's also a white glue that dries clear. And then we're going to apply the Gem Tack with a syringe. I've already pre-filled it a little bit. I don't like to put a lot of glue in my syringes to start out with. You can always add more glue instead of taking it out and trying to put it back in the bottle. I am using a 18 gauge blunt tip needle. Sometimes I'll use a 20 gauge. So the bigger the number on the gauge, the smaller the circumference of the opening is. So I like to take my pens apart before I rhinestone them. This prevents getting any excess glue on the other pieces. I'm only going to rhinestone the barrel of the pen. You could rhinestone the tip. I prefer not to. I feel like when I'm holding it, that will get in the way and it will make it uncomfortable to hold and write with. So you can do that if you want to. I would only do that if you're doing a plain color. So like for this one, since we're doing a design and this portion is curved, that pattern, I need so much space to place that pattern. Since this is curved and it gets smaller down here, I'm not going to be able to continue that pattern all the way down. So I will take the tip off. Then inside there's the part with the ink, and then there's also a spring on here. Sometimes these will come off, so just make sure that you don't lose that. And then in here is 2 pieces for the clicker, the part that's on the outside and then the part that's on the inside. For rhinestones, I'm going to be using size SS10. These are Bling Your Things diamond cut flatbacks in size SS10. These are our line of rhinestones. They are glass. I will post a link to these and all of the products that we use today. You can find the Inkjoy gel pens at any of your local stores, your office stores. You can find them on Amazon, things like that. So I did get these colored ones in a special pack that they had for the holidays. I got them at Target. So these are the SS10s in crystal. Again, they're glass. And then I'm going to use our diamond cut flatbacks in the color Chameleon Emerald. These are also a size SS10. So to start out with, I need to just make sure that my glue is coming out good. So I'm just going to place a circle of glue all the way around the pen. And then I'm going to use the tip of the needle to kind of spread it out. You don't need a whole lot of glue. If you use globs of glue, it will ooze out around the sides of your stones. And this will cloud your stones. And it will take away from the bling that the rhinestones are going to give. And then if you use the tip of the needle to spread out the glue, just make sure that you clean it off so that the glue doesn't start to dry in the end. So let me zoom in here a little bit. So there, I think you can see. So I want to start with, I'm going to start with the Chameleon Emerald color, and I'm going to do one whole row all the way around the pen. So for this pattern to work out right, I can only use 12 stones all the way around. So I need to go back and add some space in between these so that it's going to work out correctly. So then that looks good. Another thing that I will do to make sure that I get this first line straight, this is one of the most important things when we're doing the honeycomb pattern on this. So it's very important that you get your first line straight, whether it's on a pen or a tumbler. If this first line isn't straight and then your preceding lines aren't straight, then you'll start to get where your lines go from being straight to they're crooked. And then the farther up you progress, you're going to end up to where everything's not straight, and you're either going to have to rip it all back off, or you're going to have to figure out something creative so that you can bring the crooked lines back into something that is straight. So I will take the pen and I will push it up against a flat surface, and then I will push every one of the stones down so that it's touching. So this makes sure that every rhinestone that's on here is spaced out correctly. It's at the same level and things like that. So that looks pretty good. So then I will start with my pattern. So since I'm doing diamonds, I need to place the next row. I need to do two of the chameleon color and then one crystal. So for every 2 chameleons, 1 crystal. Again, you can do this with other colors. Just whatever your pattern is, you're going to do 2 of color A, 1 of color B. So I'm going to apply some more glue. For this row, in between the 2 chameleons, I'm just going to put one chameleon, and then I'm going to do 2 crystals. So 1 chameleon, 2 crystal. Then for the next row, this is going to be all crystal color, so all of your second color. And then just go back and make sure that you're getting the rhinestones into the little like groove from the previous row so that you're keeping your line straight. Because the other thing with rhinestones too is even though they're all the same size, there is a sizing tolerance. So not every rhinestone is the same exact size. Across almost every size there is a size tolerance, and when you're working with the rhinestones, you'll kind of see that one might be a little bit smaller than the other, one might be a little bit bigger. So for, what are we on, 1, 2, 3, 4, for the 5th row, I'm going to add back in the first color, and I want to make sure that it's directly above the point that we created with the color before. And then it's going to be the pattern again of one color A and then two color B. One color A, two color B. And then I'll finish off the next row for this diamond. I'm going to put the color B, the crystal, directly in the center of the prior row with the 2, and then there will be 3, or sorry, there'll be 2 of the chameleon color. So 1 crystal, 2 chameleon. 1 crystal, 2 chameleon. So there you can see that we've now made the diamond shape with the crystal color. And now we're working on making the diamond color or the diamond shape with the chameleon rhinestones. So for this row, it's going to be all chameleon. The row that has all of the same color, that's the row that's creating the center of the diamond pattern for each color. Now we're going to place the crystal right in the center of where the prior one was, and then 2 chameleons. The pattern is 1 crystal, 2 chameleons. And the next row will be 1 chameleon, 2 crystal. Then the next row is going to be all crystal. Then this row, so now I've made the diamond, 1 diamond with the chameleon color. And now I'm making the diamond for the crystal. And in this row, I want to start with the chameleon directly above where the prior one started. For this row, I'm finishing off the diamond for the crystal color. So the pattern will be 1 crystal for 2 chameleon. This row is going to be all chameleon. So there's that. As you progress too, you want to make sure that that you're getting everything straight. So you want to just kind of take a look at it. So I think like with that last row, I can see that I got off a little bit. So I'm just going to want to go back and make some adjustments just to make sure that everything lines up. Another thing with working with these pens, you can see that there's like little notches here. I use these as a guide to make sure that my lines are staying straight, so that like on this side and that side of that little notch are my rhinestones at the same place. So I will go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and finish that same pattern the whole way down the pen. I will speed up the video so you can see the progress. Now that we have the whole barrel of the pen done, I'm going to show you the top. I'm okay with leaving this little area right here not completely covered. If I place another rhinestone right here, it will get in the way of the clicker once the pen is put back together. So you can see if I put another stone up there, it hangs over the edge of the opening. So that's not going to work once the pen is put back together. So then I'm just going to go ahead and put the pen back together so that you can see better what that will look like. To reassemble, put the two clicker pieces back in, put the ink portion of the pen with the spring, and then put the tip of the pen back on. I wouldn't recommend doing this while the pen is still drying or curing. So then if I put another rhinestone up here, it's not going to fit with the clicker back in it, and it's actually hanging over the edge, which could cause the other rhinestones in this top row to shift and pull off as someone's using it. So here is the finished pen compared to our original one that we had done. You can see that the diamond shapes are well defined. These are an easy pattern to complete. I will post a link to all the products used in today's video in the description down below. All of their rhinestones are from our website, blingyourthings.com. I hope you found this video helpful. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you could give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you're notified of new and helpful videos. On our website, blingyourthings.com, you will also find additional tips and tricks for working with rhinestones. You will also find links to our Facebook group. The links will be below. Thanks again for watching. My name is Shannon. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, I hope the rest of your week is amazing.